And good afternoon, race fans. Welcome here to the continuation of the Snickers Cup Series Chase for the championship. We are getting ready here for more road course action here in race number 16. Number 17. Wow, we're really moving along here in this schedule. Race number 17 at Champs-Élysées. This is the road course as the drivers are over here in France. We are getting ready for international road course racing, and we have 3 divisions on tap for you today. Each race will consist of 9 laps, and same as we ended up having back at Open Roads at Thornton, and as I believe we're going to have in a couple of weeks at Watkins Glen, no caution flags whatsoever. It's going to be green flag all the way from the start to the finish of each of these division races. So Champs-Élysées, apart from other races that we've had here this season, taking on more of a survival race, if you will. And really, when you think about trying to make the chase for the championship, it comes down to being in the right place at the right time. It comes down to survival. So a perfect fit into what's turning into looking like it's going to be a very interesting chase field. Now, coming into this race, we have 9 drivers that are confirmed in this season's chase for the championship. Already repeat winners Danny Wells, Tristan Wilhoit, Robert Piet, Chris Kyle, and Sean Henley have locked themselves into the chase because they have more than one victory. However, 4 drivers with one victory this season have already locked themselves up a spot in this season's chase as well. And the reason that they've locked up the chase spot already, even though they only have one win, is because there's no way, with the amount of races we have left here before the chase begins, that they are going to have any 2-time winners knock them out of the top 16, and they're high enough in the point standings that there's no way anybody can knock them out of the top 4 seeds as far as one-time winners this season. Now, if they win a second race, whether it be here or in the next coming weeks, then they're automatically, boom, they're obviously going to be in the chase as well. But at this point, they are confirmed as one-time winners in the chase, and they are rookie Chris Louvier, rookie Ty Dent, rookie Carter Fargo, and William Duncan. Those 4 will be in the chase for the championship this season. 2 of them teammates out of Team Thunder, Chris Louvier and William Duncan. So that Dodge team has had a pretty stellar season. But it's time here for Division 1 racing. Tim Walsh on the pole position alongside of Ty Dent. Now, Ty is already confirmed. Tim Walsh, if the chase were to start now, he'd be 14th in the chase standings, but he's trying to look for his second win of the season, which would automatically confirm him a spot in this season's chases. We'll take a look at the starting lineup. Joshua Balkowitz lines up in 3rd. There's Citadino. McCrory. There's a lot of road course drivers starting up here at the front. Charles Jackson's up here. He's a former winner at the road course of Thornton. You had Anthony McCrory up there at the front, and of course the car of John Citadino, who's very well known for his road course racing style. There's Michael Norman starting at the back. Norman right now would be 13th in points. A second win would certainly help him, but track position doesn't look like it was in his favor today. And we'll see how that's going to affect him. As you saw the starting lineup, and we're going to get these cars rolling off here for the pace lap around this track. Now, one thing that I did do is, I believe I did it, I turned off the grandstands of this track. And the reason I did that is because there's one portion in the long straightaway heading into the final corner where you aren't really able to see the cars. You have to go to the helicopter view to be able to see them. I think turning off the grandstands in that portion of the racetrack, that you're going to actually be able to see the cars with other camera angles on that portion of the track. But if it doesn't happen, then of course we'll just switch over to the helicopter view again. But I think turning off the grandstands is going to remedy that problem. So as I mentioned, that Michael Norman and Tim Walsh, if the chase were to start now, they would be in it as one-time winners because they're running high enough in the point standings. But a second win would certainly help them out. Another driver as well that would end up helping if he could get a second win, would be Brandon Gonzalez, who's also in this field. If the chase were to start now, he would be 12th in the current standings. So we'll keep an eye on the 15, 3, and the 23. And also keep a close watch on the 999, 98, and 83. Now, we've said they're already confirmed in the chase, but I'm certain now that they know they're going to be in the chase, they'd love a second victory to get themselves extra bonus points once the chase field is compiled. It's going to be a tooth and nail race. I can definitely tell you that the trouble spot at this particular track especially is the very first corner. The first corner is almost a 180-degree left-hander, and a lot of drivers tend to overdrive the entry into that corner, and that's where a lot of pileups take place. And remember, like I said, no caution flags for this and the other two division races. So, if there are drivers at the rear of the field and there's a pileup ahead of them, they gotta hope they're gonna be able to get through it and pick up spots. Otherwise, their day could be over. And there's no doubt Champs-Élysées, with the way this format is today, could definitely be a big factor into who's going to make the chase and who isn't once we get to this regular season finale at Arizona. And there you can see right there, right at this point, there would be a grandstand that would block your view. There is no grandstand there. You can actually see them going down this portion of the racetrack, so we'll get to see a little bit more racing from a different camera angle than we've been used to in the past couple of seasons. It's going to be a right-hander up here, another 180-degree right-hander, as a matter of fact. A little bit wider, though. And then they come down here off the final corner. Pace car is gone. We're ready to go. Tim Walsh and Ty Dent, two one-time winners this season, get ready to put us under green as they look for their second wins of the season. Green flag is out here at Champs-Élysées. And, of course, we'll be very careful to work our way through the field here to see if trouble breaks out. Already it did. Alan Cavanaro just got turned around off somebody's nose. Oh, Charles Jackson's in the off track. That's Daniel Day back there. Dylan Poteet. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of drivers. Louvier, Duncan, Gonzalez, Voiles, Williams, Tanner Sullivan. They're all trying to get their way back on track. Duncan just did. So did Gonzalez. So did, I think that was Luis Hernandez. Winston Rivers is already on pit road, so is Poteet and Cavanaro, as Walsh leads the way. Daniel Day trying to get back on track. Trevor Gelfie as well. Looks like Zeke Marley, Charles Jackson, Tanner Sullivan were able to. So was Louvier, Williams, Hernandez, Riley Anderson, Brandon Gonzalez, William Duncan. They got back on track. Harrison Langford as well. The damage on the Kyle Collins machine, as well as Luigi Victorino and Gene Sanford and Kyle Miller. There's Austin Weiner. He was scored 16th last time by. Weiner came into this race 11th out of the 16 chasers at the current moment. As we'll move back up here to the front, Tim Walsh under fire from Ty Den. He'll hold on at least for now. Bring up the ticker here. So it's Tim Walsh, Ty Den, John Sedino, Balkowitz, and McCrory. Oh, wow. Ty Den shoving Tim Walsh. Whoa! Careful there. That was close off that corner. Walsh actually did get off track, and Ty Dent, roughing up the 15, will move to the front. That was awfully close off that corner, almost. The 15 turning in front of everybody else. Now Balkowitz moves to second, Citadino to third. Fitzwater now to fourth. Battle on for fifth. Tim Walsh trying to regroup. Moved by McCrory for that spot. McCrory now going to move to sixth, and now back in seventh is Jack Kearney. Steven Gonzalez has now moved up to 8th place. 9th is Ian Siegel. And Noah Hart is now in the 10th position. Back up at the front. Battle is on for the lead again, perhaps. Nope, John Citadino instead. He's going to make it a battle for second place underneath of Joshua Balkowitz. And he might get a run on Ty Dent heading into this corner if he remains in the inside line. Let's see. Oh boy, they're really... This is like almost like Infineon. They're bumping each other into the corners. Whoa! Oh, Balkowitz! Oh, did he save it? Oh, did Balkowitz save it? I think he did. Man, if he did, that was quite a save. Man, he's going to lose a lot of positions as a result, but wow, what a save by the 28. Almost got spun into the pit road. There's a car that's hitting pit road, by the way. Oh, that's Nick Alton in the 90. Something happened on his machine. I didn't really see what that was. Daniel Day has actually gone to pit road now. Battle on for the lead. This is Tim Walsh, who ended up getting really roughed up in the first corner of the last lap. He's now battling side by side with John Cittadino for the top position. Both Cittadino and Tim Walsh have won this season. John Cittadino, however, his one win, he's not high enough in the point standings for him to be able to make the chase, though. Defending champion right now in jeopardy of maybe not being able to defend his title. And keep a watch there. Two Audis working together at the moment, or else they're battling at some point. Here they go. There we go. McCrory goes to the inside of Ty Denton. Now, Ty is the only Audi confirmed in this season's chase. McCrory would love to be able to get himself into the chase with a victory here at Champs-Élysées. If I'm not mistaken, I think McCrory's a former winner at this track. I know Cittadino is. I remember that Cittadino's a former winner at this track because Anthony McCrory was in the studio's booth with me when we were commentating that race. Right now it is Cittadino out in front. 6 cars actually up here at the front in contention for this potential win. Cittadino, Walsh, Dent, McCrory, Fitzwater, and Jack Kearney. For Cittadino, it'd be his second win of the season. Same for Walsh, same for Ty Dent. McCrory, Fitzwater, and Kearney looking for their first win of the season. As a matter of fact, both McCrory and Fitzwater ran full time last season as well and didn't have a win. So they've gone over a season and a half without getting to victory lane. Of course, Jack Kearney, this is his rookie season, and he's looking for his first career Snickers Cup Series victory. Looking like I can come down between John Cittadino and Tim Walsh here. Ty Dent hasn't really been able to get up here, make it a 3-man fight. Neither is McCrory, neither is Fitzwater. But Tim Walsh and John Cittadino, they have been all over each other, whether it's Walsh out in front or Cittadino out in front. Now Walsh going to try to the inside here in the final corner again and try and take the top spot away from John Cittadino, and he might have him cleared. Cittadino going to battle back here, and I think, well, they're still side by side. Now Cittadino will have the advantage into this corner. Tim Walsh going to try and get a run on the high side there, but there you can see the car just kind of fishtails on him. It's like Alan Cavanaro, Winston Rivers, they're actually coming back onto the racetrack. Indeed they are. Thought I saw another driver actually heading on track. I may be incorrect. No, I was right. I think that's Poteet, isn't it? Yep, Dylan Poteet's coming back on track. Scored in 39th, but these guys here that got involved in the first lap incident, they're just trying to salvage what they can now. They know that some drivers have retired from the race. Daniel Day is now going to come off pit road as well. And I believe we have an empty pit road. So Cittadino leading the way, Tim Walsh second, Ty Dent in third. Fourth place now is Fitzwater, fifth is McCrory. Let's actually move back here. There's sixth, Jack Kearney. This is a good battle that's been going on here from about 7th position on back. Steven Gonzalez right now in control of the 7th position, but then you've got Noah Hart and Matthew Dalio. These two have been battling pretty hard with each other, and now they've got the lap machine of Alan Cavanaro right here with them as well. Ian Siegel, Caleb Farrell, and Johnny Gardner behind them with the lap car of Winston Rivers. So this is quite a pack of cars right here in this portion of the racetrack. And behind them there's actually a pretty good battle going on. That's for about the 13th position. James McLeod there, Michael Norman, last week's winner from Armory, Chris Washer, Pete London heading this group, and Austin Talley. Whoa, one car around! That's Andreas Allen! I think he got turned off the nose, possibly of Austin Weiner. I think it was. Andreas Allen into the safer barrier coming off of turn number 2. And that car is badly mangled. He was running at the time in the 18th position. Who was 19th? Now Austin Weiner scored 20. I think he went off the nose of Weiner. I may be wrong, but it certainly looked like it. Moving back up to the front here. Oh, there's a battle going on between a couple of Toyotas. This is for 7th place, Noah Hart and Steven Gonzalez. As we move back up to the front of the field, Cittadino continues to lead the way, but Tim Walsh is not willing to leave him alone. And now Zachary Fitzwater is about to make it a 3-man fight for the lead, as we have a total of 3 to go here in Division 1 at Champs-Élysées. Will it be Cittadino? Will it be Walsh, Fitzwater, McCrory, Ty Dent, or Jack Kearney? Those appear to be the 6 drivers in contention for this one. Whoa. Somebody mess up a corner there? It might have been McCrory, because he just lost a lot of ground on the top 3. I think maybe Ty Dent had to kind of back out of the throttle to compensate for that. Meanwhile, at the front, 2 drivers who know each other very, very well. They've been in the chase a couple of times. However, Cittadino has won 2 championships. Tim Walsh never has. I can tell you right now, though, if Tim Walsh doesn't win this race, the 2nd place finish he'll get will certainly be good for him as far as maybe, having him move further up in the point standings and getting a seed next week confirmed as far as a one-time winner. But he definitely wants that 2nd victory. He wants that confirmed spot, and he wants those bonus points once the chase field is put together. Bump and run right there on John Cittadino here into the final corner. Gonna try to get to the inside. Can't do it, as it's now 2 to go here at Champs-Élysées. And look at this. I think he just got to run to the inside line. Is he going to be able to make it stick? Will he be able to move Cittadino? Oh, he's pushing him. He's pushing him. He's trying to move him out of the way. Fitzwater's doing the same to him. They're 3 wide off that corner. Holy cow. Wow. Fitzwater says, hey, I'm going to go a group even lower and try and take the lead. But all 3 of them had to kind of try to regroup themselves there for a moment. They all almost wrecked, and I think Fitzwater was the one that lost the most on that exchange. He's now dropped a car length behind Walsh, who is still hounding Cittadino. He's trying to find any line he can where there's room to get by that 72. You gotta bet that desperation is gonna have to kick in here on this final lap if Walsh is not able to complete the pass on Cittadino by the time they get to the stripe. So Cittadino better hope that SS isn't going to be showing, that he doesn't have to show that SS on the back of his car once this race is over, because I think Tim Walsh is going to wear out that back bumper on this final lap. So many places on this track that you can use the bump and run. And we'll see where Walsh may utilize it. Looks like he's going to try it right there. Gives a shove to Cittadino, and it's not going to work. Well, maybe he's going to get there to the inside. But now he has to tuck back in line. He didn't get the run off the corner, and now Fitzwater's to his back door. Matthew Dallio coming off pit road. Something apparently happened to the 30. I think he was run up inside the top 10 not too long ago. Ooh, Fitzwater going to crowd Walsh off that corner. And now Walsh has to really regroup if he's going to try and run down Cittadino, or so will Fitzwater. As now, right now, it's John Cittadino with a pretty commanding advantage at the moment. Oh, wow, look at that. About 5 car lengths in hand over a 2-wide battle for 2nd between Walsh and Fitzwater. Things couldn't have worked out any better right there for Cittadino. The one thing he needed was to get the monkey off his back, and that monkey was that 15 5-hour energy Toyota of Tim Walsh. As he continues to enjoy that advantage, it looks like John Cittadino may be en route to his 2nd win of the season. If so, that's confirmed spot number 10 for the defending and 2 times Snickers Cup Series champion John Cittadino. Can Walsh do anything to try and get John Cittadino in this final corner? He's finally taken 2nd place back from Fitzwater, but he's nowhere even close to even try a bump and run or a dive bomb into the corner. Through the final corner, John Cittadino is going to dominate again here at Champs-Élysées. He's going to pick up his 2nd win of the season, and now John Cittadino will look to defend his championship as he is now locked into this season's Snickers Cup Series chase for the championship. You gotta think that Cittadino and that 72 team had this track circled on their schedule because he was a former winner at this particular track. And I'll bet he was planning that this was the track he was going to make his move in again. So now 10 drivers confirmed out of 16 in this season's chase for the championship, and John Cittadino is a two-time winner in Season 9. Now, Tim Walsh is not confirmed, but I'll bet he'll be close to confirmed possibly next week. A runner-up position finish here today after coming in the 14th seed in the current chase field. But man, I'm sure he wanted that second victory too, just as much as Cittadino did. But Cittadino comes out on top today. Fitzwater, a great run for him in third. Fourth place for McCrory. Ty Dent's going to get fifth. Jack Kearney, Noah Hart, Steven Gonzalez, Caleb Farrell, and Ian Siegel are going to complete the top 10 from this first division race. So John Cittadino is now going to join Danny Wells, Tristan Wilhoit, Robert Piet, Chris Kyle, Sean Henley, Chris Louvier, Ty Dent, Carter Fargo, and William Duncan in the chase. We'll see now as we head to Divisions 2 and 3 if maybe somebody else has been taking notes and may end up trying to get themselves a chase spot locked up here today at Champs-Élysées. Let's show you full finish results from this Division 1 race and head over now for Division 2. So now as we'll get set for Division 2, the cars are going to be rolling off from the back straight for the start of this race. But here in Division 2, we have Momo Akari on the pole position. Momo, who actually won a couple of weeks ago back at Open Roads, and don't forget, also finished pretty well last week at Armory. She's been on quite a streak as of late. She's trying to get herself high enough in the point standings to get a chase spot, and alongside of her is going to be Henry Kavanaugh in the 136. As a matter of fact, let's go to our rear chase camera, show you your starting lineup for this race. There is Robert Piet, two-time winner this season. Haven't really seen a whole lot out of that 195 in the past couple of weeks. Dylan Young, who actually is the defending race winner at this track. He won last season at Champs-Élysées, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, that win at Champs-Élysées was during the chase. Danny Wells starting way back here. There's Carter Fargo, confirmed in the chase now. As we look all the way back here through the rest of the finishing results, there you see it. A lot of Camaros starting at the back of the pack for this one. And let's get these cars going. So Momo Akari has an opportunity here, much like John Cittadino did in the first race, to be able to lock herself up a chase spot if she could pick up a second win here today at Champs-Élysées. However, John Cittadino did not start the first division race in the pole position. It was Tim Walsh who did, and Walsh finished in second, so keep that in mind. Really, as I look at the front here, the only former winners we have at the front of the field right now are starting in first and third. There we go, green flag's out though. Actually, I think I was wrong. I think Henry Kavanaugh was on the pole. I do apologize. Let's see if there's any trouble that breaks out here in this first corner. One car got really wide off that turn. I don't know if anybody was involved in a wreck. Oh, yep, Zach Rogers back there, and last week's winner, Dougie Shears. Liam Irving as well, and also Brandon Krasta and Zach Rostowski. Now, can any of these guys get back on the track? Krastowski did. Krasta did. Shears is, I think, teleported to pit road. I think Liam Irving's going to have to do the same. Oh, Brad Mojo also off track. Oh, trouble. Whoa! Kyle Matthews, Ryan Shelton, Mason Powers, and Carter Fargo all up and into the wall. I think that 24 again got airborne. That car has been airborne so many times in the last couple of weeks. As Henry Kavanaugh was indeed the pole sitter, I did make a mistake there. I said Momo Akari was the leader and the pole sitter, but I was wrong. Kavanaugh is the leader, and right now he's under fire from Momo Akari as I'm going to break open a mint here. Throat's starting to get a little sore from commentating, but you know what? We'll deal with it. Momokari going to look to the inside, but Henry Cavanaugh, I think, is going to get the run down this corner. He'll definitely have the advantage into this corner. As Robert Piet will maybe look to move on through. Look at all the Fords up here. Whoa, look how Zach Rogers coming back on track right in front of everybody. Zach Rogers made his way back on track, but it was right in front of the leaders that he decided to merge. Holy cow, that was close. Side by side for the lead. Momokari, Henry Cavanaugh. Then you've got Eric Powers and Robert Piet side by side for third. Lyndon Wright right there in fifth. And Clint Spillman in sixth. Right now, out of the top six, four of them are Fords. Whoa, Jacob Lawler up into the wall off that corner. I think that was Christopher Pierce who had to take evasive action, not to run into the back of him. Momokari has cleared Henry Cavanaugh for the lead. And much like we saw in the Division 1 race, 6 cars have moved out into the front pack. That's what it was in Division 1 as well. The only difference is, I think, there's more of a chance for that second pack to reel in the first pack than there was in the Division 1 race. Oh, look at the damage there on the front of Henry Cavanaugh now. That was from the bump and run. You just saw him give Momokari into that final right-hander. I don't think that's going to be enough to put him off the pace, but that's a lot of damage. He ran straight into the back of the Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet for sure. Now, he's apparently still up to speed. He's right there still hounding Momokari for that spot. Eric Powers, though. First he was battling Robert Piet, now he's battling Lyndon Wright. And Lyndon might be able to actually clear him here in this corner if he can get a good enough run off this turn. No, Eric going to battle back, kind of crowd Lyndon up there. I think Eric will keep that top spot. Clint Spillman now has taken the 5th position away from Robert Piet. And I forgot to bring up our ticker here. Momokari actually just ran her fastest lap of the race that last time around, a 125.066. See what, yeah, Cavanaugh ran his fastest too, a 125.405. Couple of cars still sitting on pit road. Oh, I think I just saw Christopher Pierce on pit road. And Christopher was running just outside the top 10, somewhere in the top 15. And he's now on the pit lane with his hood all crunched up, so something happened to him. I apologize if my commentary is a little lacking at the current moment. I'm trying to chew and swallow a mint. It's kind of hard to do that and talk at the same time. Actually, you know, while I'm looking right now, I said there was more of a chance for that second pack to reel in the first pack, and that's exactly what's happened. In that second pack, you had Webster Zygarde, Kyle Corbin, and others, and Zygarde's actually now caught on to the tail end of Robert Piet. Whoa, they're 3 wide up here. Clint Spillman looking for the second position. They moved the Eric Powers machine way out of the way there, 3 wide. Now Clint looks like he's going to go for the second spot, and he will take it. So now Clint Spillman will be the driver that will try and reel in Momokari. Looks like Liam Ervig's going to come off pit road now. He's several laps down. I think I also saw Benjamin Miles, his Domino's Pizza Toyota, also on the pit lane. Just to confirm that. Yes, indeed, Benjamin Miles on pit road. I wonder if maybe he and Christopher Pierce might have gotten together. Might be why both of them are on pit road. Momokari still leads, but Clint Spillman, he's a man on a mission. He just ran his fastest lap. A 124.097, almost a 124 flat, and that is fast. at this particular track, folks. Really fast. Compare that to the fastest lap that Momokari ran, a 124.522, so definitely much faster is Clint Spillman. He is all over the back bumper of Momokari, trying to pick up his first win of the season. If he can go to victory lane, it would be the third driver for Young Motorsports to win this season and their fourth victory of Season 9. Here he goes to the inside line. Now, can he get a run off the final corner? Oh, yeah, he can. Wow. He timed that pretty well, but now Momo going to be able to get back to the inside. She's going to give him a shove. She's going to try and move him. Clint, though, going to make that bumper as wide as he can, and he's going to hold off Momokari. New leader, Clint Spillman in the Doritos Ford Fusion. Man, not many people are able to actually get the inside line to work in that final corner, and the big reason is they have to brake a little bit more than the driver on the outside. And the driver on the outside is able to then get back into the throttle earlier, get the run off the corner, and usually if it's a battle on the final lap coming to the line, it's the driver on that outside line that gets to the line first. Clint Spillman, though, apparently he figured out how to enter into that corner and exit it. He kind of seemed to move Momokari up the track a little bit, almost to kind of squeeze her into the wall. That was enough for him to take the lead, but he might end up losing the lead just as quickly as he got it. Momokari back to the inside line. She's going to try it in this portion of the track. And now let's see who's going to outbrake who when they get to this portion. The hard right-hander. Actually, Momo might have him cleared already. Nope, here comes Clint trying to battle back. Wait a minute. They're going to try a crossover? Oh no, he just really drove that corner really wide. Clint messed up that corner this time. He hit it perfectly last lap. This lap, though, he totally messed it up. Went super wide. Had to really let out of the throttle to not hit the wall, and now Momokari back to the front again. It's going to come down, I think, between these two rookies. Eric Powers, though, trying to make his presence felt here late. Lyndon Wright right there as well as Henry Cavanaugh. But I don't know. It seems like it's going to be Momokari versus Clint Spillman here for this race win. Because those two have been fighting tooth and nail, and they both got really fast cars. As a matter of fact, look at there. Oh my goodness. Momokari just ran her fastest lap, a 124.475. So it's like just when Clint Spillman gets good, Momokari decided to get a little better. And keep in mind again, folks, Momokari has already won this season. A second victory would lock her up a spot in this season's chase for the championship. And when you think about last season, Eric and Rage and his crew, Momokari is part of that. And last season, Makoto Iguchi won the big one, the Daytona 500, and locked herself up a spot in last season's chase. So can Eric and Rage's crew here in the Snickers Cup Series for the second straight season get themselves a chase seed? But oh man, Clint Spillman, he is there. He is really there. Knock, knock. 2 to go. Clint Spillman wearing out the back bumper of Momokari as well as the hood of his Doritos Ford. You can see he's got a buckle now, almost like Henry Cavanaugh did a little earlier. Here he comes, trying to the inside. Oh, he was right there to the left rear, but couldn't quite do it. Now has to try and regroup, and the big problem for Clint Spillman is he cannot really afford to make too many mistakes because Eric Powers is right on his back bumper and would be ready to pounce for second if need be. Eric Powers running right behind Clint Spillman. Those two ran a half groove lower than Momokari did through that section. Surprised Momo actually went up that high through that corner. That would have, I would think, probably been strategy to try and break the draft. The only thing I can think of. And now Eric Powers may be looking underneath Clint Spillman for the second position. Spillman says, nope, you're going to have to do it the hard way. I'm going to block you. Lyndon Wright now into the mix as well, right there in fourth. Now up here through the uphill on the back stretch of this particular track, and then we come to the white flag. Can Momokari hold him off for one more time, or will Clint Spillman have something still left? Slower car up ahead. I think that might have been Dougie Shears. Don't know if they're going to encounter him or not. But If they do, he could be big-time player into the outcome of this race. You can bet that Dougie Shears doesn't want Momo Akari to win. If Momo Akari wins, that could end up knocking him out of chase contention, as he only has one victory this season. Spillman has to close that gap up. He's got about 2 car lengths to make up before he's even to Momo Akari's back bumper to try and make any kind of move for this win. Looks like Dougie Shears is up to speed. He will not be a factor in this race, so it's all up to Clint Spillman to do the work and try and catch that 14. Akari won a couple of races ago at open roads. It was a road course and there was no cautions. Similar situation here today at Champs-Élysées, and it looks like she might be able to cash in the exact same way she did back at open roads. Clint Spillman still a car length behind. He's within striking distance, but man does he have to get through these corners beautifully and hope that Momo Akari messes up. Here we go through the final corner. Spillman gonna drive it hard into there, and he's not gonna be able to get close enough. Momo Akari's going to hang on, picks up her second win of the season, and Momo Akari has locked herself up a spot now in this season's chase for the championship. And Joshua Michaels is on pit road. He was in the top 10, if I'm not mistaken, and he is on pit road. Something happened to him, I think, on the final lap. But Momo Akari for JE Racing will be one of their representatives, at least, in this season's chase for the championship. And now we have 11 confirmed drivers in this season's chase. Man, Momo Akari, what a great victory for her here today at Champs-Élysées. That 14 team came alive here the second half of the season. Started off with open roads, and now here today at Champs-Élysées. What a great couple of weeks this 14 team has been having. Now they don't have to worry. They are locked into the chase. So now 11 drivers. Wells, Wilhoit, Yet, Kyle, Henley, Louvier, Dent, Fargo, Duncan, Cittadino, and now Akari will be battling for this season's championship. That still leaves 5 spots open. Who do they go to? I don't know, but so far we're 2 for 2 in 2 drivers locking themselves up chase spots here in the first 2 division races. Will we see somebody do it in Division 3? I don't know, but we're about to head there now. We'll show you your official results from Division 2 here at Champs-Élysées and take you now to Division 3. Well, Champs-Élysées is certainly not disappointing at all. Already, we have 2 drivers who have locked themselves up chase spots, and we have a chance maybe for a 3rd driver to do it here in Division 3. 2 drivers, former winners this season, line up on the front row. Charles Sanford is the pole sitter for this race, who actually won on fuel strategy last week at Armory, looking to go back-to-back here in Season 9. Alongside of him, Angel Navarro, who ironically ended up picking up his win at Dover when Sanford ran out of fuel with 2 laps to go. Those 2 starting alongside of each other here today. 2 drivers who definitely knew something about fuel conservation here in Season 9. We'll show you the lineup for today's race. We got Chris Kyle lining up here in the 3rd position, 2-time winner this season. Looking further back through here, there's Tristan Wilhoit, 2-time winner. We really haven't seen that 09 up at the front much in the past couple of weeks. James Qualls, who's running really well in the point stands, but still has not found victory lane. There's Henley back here, already locked in the chase, and then Levi McIntyre and Cody Lamas are going to round out the rest of the starting lineup for today's race. Let's get them going. So as we know, 5 slots still available in the chase for the championship. 11 of them now confirmed. We had only 9 of them confirmed coming into this race. And now 2 more have been locked up by John Cittadino and rookie Momo Akari. Will we see a 3rd chase spot clinched here today? I don't know, but I can't wait to find out. Champs-Élysées definitely bringing its best here into the chase for the chase, as Charles Sanford and Angel Navarro will get us underway. Green flags out here in the final division race at Champs-Élysées. Whoa, Henry Nova, Jay Barker got up into the wall before they even got into this first corner. Oh, and they're around. They are around, I'm pretty certain. I think that started with the 58. Oh no, he's still going. I don't know rightly who it was that was involved there. Oh, it's Ryan Rezzo, Carson Gum. And everybody else is still going. Rezzo's back on track. And it looks like the one that's really going to get the short end of the stick here is Carson Gum. Well, he was going. There's a little bit of pavement out there by the wall he was using, and now he got himself back into the into that dirt and dust. That just, there's no grip there to be able to get the car going. I think he's going to have to teleport to pit road. Meanwhile, at the front, look at this. Charles Sanford, Stephanie Gardner, Joshua Collard, Angel Navarro. Now, that's two teammates right there for Retro Racing Enterprises, Charles Sanford and Joshua Collard. You got to wonder which one of these two wants that win more. Collard maybe could get himself into the hunt for the chase. If he can win here, and Sanford would lock himself up a chase spot if he can win. Sanford, well, looked like he was going to battle Collard, but now, well, he is going to battle him. There we go. There's a shove into the corner, and they're going to go three wide with Navarro on the inside. And Collard on the outside line was able to get back to the throttle sooner, and he'll go to the front. Joshua Collard had 2 wins last season. He and Sanford actually were teammates last season. They both drove Mitsubishi Lancers for what was then Gonzalez S3 Motorsports. Now the both of them teammates over at Retro Racing Enterprises. Sanford already going to victory lane. Collard has not. But Collard had 2 wins last season. One at Stunt Road. That got him into the chase. He's the only Mitsubishi to ever make the Series chase. And then he won the season finale at Armory Digital Super Speedway. This season, though, he has not had any trips to victory lane. Whoa, Sanford! Sanford just got into a 3-wide situation, and he got spun. He's going to be able to get it back on track. Last week's winner in trouble. He's back on the racing surface. Oh, look out. Jerry Guerra. Whoa, TJ Dent. That's got to give you a heart failure when you see that. And now Sanford's going to get going. I think he slipped all the way back to almost dead last. Whoa, someone's coming to pit road, too. That's David Rivera in the 86. Car on pit road, I think that might be the Coca-Cola Chevrolet of Carson Gum. Wow, they're racing everywhere here. Whoa, Dylan Casella gets turned into the wall by Dorian Facepuncher into Nathan Hudson. And now Hudson back up the track. Careful, guys. Hudson hangs on to it. Levi McIntyre's slow, and so is Silver Fox. I don't know if maybe they got together. Maybe they did. They were a little off the pace there. Whoa, Henry Nova's in trouble. Something just happened to the 82. Boy, the action fast and furious here. Oh, Henley's in trouble. A lot of front-end damage on his machine. I wonder if maybe he and Nova got together. 2-time winner and confirmed chaser Sean Henley. Alex Pedro's got some damage now, too, on his 64. But this all going on behind Joshua Collard. Holy cow, he had a 123.535. That's the fastest lap anyone has run this entire race in all 3 division races. And he just bested it. A 123.228. That is a flying machine right there. And by the way, Richard Johnson, I just saw, also is on pit road. So something happened to him. So there's something happening to just about every driver on the track at certain portions, with the possible exception of the current leader, Joshua Collard. He's out ahead of all the mayhem. He's got over a second lead back to Angel Navarro. Rohe Vidarevu is now up to third, Stephanie Gardner fourth, and fifth place right now is Dorian Facepuncher. Then it's Casella, Breton, Chris Kyle, Alex Hawkins, and then a battle on for the 10th position. James Qualls has it. Charles Belding wants it. Right now, it is all Joshua Collard. Collard, very well known for his road course racing style. And he's trying to show it off here, trying to pick up what would be the second straight Division III victory for Retro Racing Enterprises, because his teammate Sanford did it last week at Armory. Speaking of Sanford, that's not Charles Jack, that's Ryan Acosta on pit road. Badly mangled is the Clash of Clans Ford. Carson Gum still on pit lane. Henley's 33rd, Sanford is 35th. Battle back here, just outside the top 25. There's one driver in particular that I was trying to look for. And I don't know if he's out of the race or not. I don't know where he is. Where in the world did he go? Well, there he is, Cody Lamas. 17th. That driver started dead last. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see, with all this mayhem that's going on, just exactly where the 48 was running. He moved from dead last all the way to 17th with everything that's taken place here. And I don't really see any damage on that car. I think he's been able to miss every single wreck. Every single one of these drivers have run their fastest lap right here. Look at this. Breton just ran a 123, almost a 123 flat. Oh, look out. Teammates. Nick Smith holding up his teammate, Joshua Collard. Collard's going to be able to now make his way by him, and now maybe Nick Smith will be able to play defense for him, but that was close. Collard almost got taken out by his own teammate right there. Now Nick Smith, who I think is a little off the pace. Let's see if he's going to play any defense for his teammate Collard. Going to try and hold up Vidarevu. Vidarevu doesn't like that. Look at that. Vidarevu says, hey, get out of the way. He was not going to take that. And now Angel Navarro is going to stick him 3 wide. Ooh, Vidarevu got the wall. Hangs on to her, though. And Nick Smith is a road hazard right now, but I think he just did his job. He helped out his teammate Joshua Collard. Now Stephanie Gardner's got damage. She ran into the back of Nick Smith. And now Nick finally getting the message. He's going to let these guys get ahead of him. But that really helped out his teammate Joshua Collard now. What was actually becoming a 7/10 advantage, it was getting chipped away, is certainly going to grow now thanks to the now lap machine of Nick Smith. So I think those Retro Racing Enterprises teammates are all on the same page for sure. Let's see what the advantage is now thanks to the Nick Smith machine getting in the way over Angel Navarro. At the line, about 9/10 now. That opened about 2/10 up for Joshua Collard with 3 to go. Navarro, though, and Rohe Vidarevu, they are still within striking distance. This isn't over. And Collard, who had some lightning-fast lap times earlier on, now that car seems to be going away. His fastest lap was a 123.228, which I think he ran about 3 laps ago. Now he's in the 123.6s. What about the cars behind him? Oh, they're falling off too. About 4/10 slower last lap was Navarro. And oh wow, Rohe Vidarevu was a full 2 seconds slower than his last lap, than his fastest lap. You've got to think that had something possibly to do with that bump he might have given the Nick Smith machine there at that one portion of the track. Right now, though, it is all Joshua Collard. He's just got to hit his marks here and got to hope that that 0:25 and 68 aren't a little bit better than him, because time is running out. Every lap that ticks away is good news for Collard. And I'll tell you what's not good news. Steve Pollard's just up ahead, and Vejdarevu just closed the gap. This time at the line, the gap has now been chiseled all the way down to 4/10. Rohit is right there to try and get Collard if Collard makes a mistake. And like I said, the slower car of Stephen Pollard III is up ahead. So it's going to be Collard versus Pollard in just a moment. If he does catch him, there's still a little more than a lap to go. Maybe 1.5 to go. And those three that you just saw right there in your camera shot, they may be the ones to decide it. And the deciding factor could be the Volkswagen Jetta of Stephen Pollard III, who is not too far ahead. Pollard's got to hope that maybe Rohit Vejdarevu and Angel Navarro will battle each other for the second position. But right now, those two have really done a good job of reeling him in. And this could get very interesting on this last lap. They are catching Steve Pollard, and they may catch him here in this final corner, almost the exact same spot where Collard encountered his teammate a couple of laps ago. Oh, look at Vejdarevu, bump and run on Collard. Can he get there? 3 wide off that corner! Holy Toledo! 3 wide out of the final corner. Look at the damage Vejdarevu got on that bump and run. And now they're going to all try and find a braking lane into this corner. Vejdarevu trying. He's trying to swing around the high side. Can he get the run off the turn? I don't think Collard's cleared him yet. Vejdarevu trying to battle now. He's been able to clear has Collard. Vejdarevu has to try and regroup again. But still, Stephen Pollard III is right up ahead. Now Dorian face puncher after that 3 wide battle there out of the final corner. He's up here into the 4th position and looking for more. And they are reeling in that 06. I don't know, maybe they might not catch it. Maybe Stevens enough up to speed, but it's going to be close. It's going to be really close. And now Rohit Vejdarevu may be feeling the effects of damage on that machine. He's lost a little bit of ground now. Now he's got Navarro right in his back bumper, and here comes Navarro to the inside for second. And Collard's now going to try to go to the inside of Steve Pollard to get by him. Oh, he's got to get by him. He's got to get by him here. He's coming into the final turn. Can he get to the inside of Steve Pollard? He can. That could be a blockade that he needed right there. That would block Angel Navarro trying to make a move. Into the final corner, can Navarro try the bump and run? He's within striking distance. He's trying to get to the inside. He's to his right rear. Coming off the corner, it's going to be Joshua Collard hanging on by maybe just a car length. Wow. That was insane there on the final few laps. Navarro almost got him with a little help from Steve Pollard. I thought that maybe because Pollard was the inside of Steven heading to that final corner, there was no way Navarro could get to Collard's inside, but somehow he found a way, and he almost was able to get Josh Collard. But like I said, that outside line off the final corner, you're able to get back to the throttle sooner, and that's what Collard was able to do, and that's why Navarro could not get Joshua at the line. And Joshua Collard will pick up his first win of Season 9. Retro Racing Enterprises goes back-to-back in the 2 weeks here in Division 3 at Armory and Champs-Élysées. And Joshua Collard now may be throwing his name into contention for a spot in this season's Snickers Cup Series chase for the championship. What a great race. Been a great couple of races here at Champs-Élysées. This road course does not disappoint. It didn't disappoint today, and what a way to cap it off. An amazing finish here in the final division race. So, some things we know. 9 drivers came into this race confirmed in the chase for the championship. Add 2 more to the list. John Cittadino winning Division 1, Momo Akari winning Division 2. We now have 11 confirmed drivers in this season's chase for the championship, and now another possible contender in Joshua Collard. What in the world is going to happen in the next coming weeks? I have absolutely no idea, but I'm telling you what, folks, I can't wait to find out. Next we end up heading, I believe, I may be wrong, but I think we're heading to... Hang on, it's going to freeze, but I'm going to tell you where we're going. Okay, next place we're going to is going to be Coca-Cola. That's going to be a restrictor plate track. And then we head to the final road course before the chase. That is Watkins Glen. And then, of course, the regular season finale will take place at Arizona, where we will find out our complete field in this season's chase for the championship. So hope you guys enjoyed today's races from Champs-Élysées. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, to become part of the crew today. We'll show you now your official full finish results here from Division 3, your rookie point standings, as well as your overall point standings, and what the chase would look like if the season were to end now and the chase were to begin now, heading into next week at Coca-Cola. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. Goodbye from Champs-Élysées, everybody. Wow.